Morning, Steve Ray in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, overnight, grain prices, except for soybean oil, have turned lower. I think the rains in parts of Iowa moving into northern Illinois is offering some resistance. Yesterday, we saw a sharp rally in prices on the noon maps that showed next week hot and dry conditions across much of the upper Midwest, the northern plains, continued hot, dry in the PNW and Canada. The second week is more of the same. After that, the ridge is expected to move back west and allow more seasonable temperatures, at least Iowa east, but still concerned about Canada, northern plains, and the Pacific Northwest. We're sitting at about $13.90 on the nearby beans. We've rallied from $13.01 since the July 6th lows. Part of that is the USDA acreage report, part of that is the weather. And for the corn, we've jumped from 520 to a high of 571. Minneapolis wheat went from 778 to 879. And I think that my opinion is that the prices should trend higher during this hot, dry weather pattern. The key will be how much damage we do to the U.S. corn and soybean yields, and then what happens in August as far as weather is concerned. We noted that the China GDP dropped to 8% in the second quarter. That's down from 18% in quarter one, but still on their goal of annual growth of 6%. We also noted that second quarter pork production in China was up 40%, and that's 7-year high. And that should help their demand for imported soybeans. Down in South America, Brazil corn premiums have rallied over U.S., and there's talk that they have bought 20 cargoes of Argentina corn. So the fact that they are going to be a net exporter of corn seems to be in doubt. Argentina Paraná River is at 80-year lows. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any relief, and that reduces some of their logistics in exporting corn. Brazil, as far as a soybean lineup is concerned, has shipped only 4.4 million tons of beans in July, and it feels like they may be running out of beans. So U.S. is the buyer's choice right now for beans and corn. As far as weather is concerned, Eastern France, Germany, Poland, Balkans are too wet. That pattern eventually could change. Russia spring wheat is hot and dry, and that probably will continue. The one that might make out on all this is Australia. Their crop is 32 million tons versus the USDA's guess of 28.5, and they could pick up some export demand if the U.S. white wheat crop is down 100 million bushels from last year. Egypt bought Romanian wheat, $30 a ton cheaper than French wheat, $50 a ton cheaper than U.S. hard red winter wheat. We also noted that the outside markets, Fed chairman said he's not worried about inflation and kind of watching down the road in case they need to increase rates, but they will continue to buy bonds. So I think right now we're trying to figure out the weather and the impact it has on U.S. yields. I don't think it's a disaster, especially east of Iowa, where they're talking about record corn yields and maybe record soybean yields. But I think that area that's dry could drag down the U.S. corn and soybean yields and tighten supply. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.